in Mexico. Surely they have fish down there, don't they? Well, here in BC, our waters are very special. We are in one of the most bioproductive regions in the world, which basically means that there's a lot of stuff in our waters. We're in a region of geographic upwelling, which means that water gets circulated from the bottom of the ocean and the crust of the earth to the surface of the ocean. And with this upward circulation or upwelling of water brings tons of nutrients and minerals from the Earth's crust to the surface of the ocean. These nutrients and minerals that get brought up are great for the plankton, which are great for the fish, which are great for larger things like our friends, the whales, along with all the other migratory species that come to British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest at this time of year, birds as well. It's because there's so much stuff in our waters due to this upwelling that happens in the ocean. Now, can anyone here, or actually, no, has anyone here been to the Sunshine Coast by any chance? Sunshine Coast. Okay, nice. How about Stanley Park? Has anyone here been to Stanley Park before? Nice, a few more of you. Well, the next time you go to Stanley Park, your chances of seeing one of these gray whales are not as slim as you might think. Just last summer, a gray whale was spotted in the Burrard Inlet, very close to Stanley Park, and it hung out there for about a week. And many individuals all had the opportunity to see this gray whale just as they were going for their daily strolls along the seawall in Stanley Park. So another characteristic of the gray whale is that they have a tendency to come in very close to shore such that people can see them from land. And the reason they do this, again, lies in their diet. So, can anyone here tell me what this stuff is that I'm holding up? Yeah, absolutely. So, passenger in the front here gestured that it's like a filter, and that's absolutely true. So this here, what I'm holding up is called baleen. Baleen is made from keratin, which is the same stuff that our hair and our fingernails are made from, and it sits in the mouth of the animal like so. This here is a nice photo of baleen in the mouth of this gray whale, and it helps them to filter out smaller things that they like to eat, like krill and other small crustaceans and worms. So unlike our friends, the killer whales that have true teeth like you and I for catching large things like fish and salmon, the gray whales have baleen in their mouths that help them to eat small things. So, the reason these gray whales are spotted very close to land, such that we can see them from places like Stanley Park, is because what they'll do is they will swim into shallow water, they will literally stick their faces in the mud, and they'll thrash about for smaller things that they like to eat, like small krill and other small crustaceans and worms. So much so that people will see these gray whales thrashing about in shallow water and become concerned because they think that they're beaching themselves, when really they're just feeding as they normally would. Now, unfortunately, krill and other crustaceans and worms are not the only things that these gray whales are eating. Just a few years ago, a gray whale was found washed up on a beach in Puget Sound, which is just south of us in Washington State. Scientists conducted a necropsy, or a dissection of the animal, to see what the cause of death was. And in the stomach of this gray whale, they found multiple plastic bags. So plastic bags were the culprit, but who's the real culprit? Yes, unfortunately, a lot of the byproducts of human activity are posing a threat to some of the whales, dolphins, and porpoises that live in our waters. Because they are matrilineal species, when a matriarch passes away, her entire family becomes vulnerable because they rely on her for wisdom to tell them where the fish is. So the southern residents are even more at risk as of very recently, just a few days ago. Also, killer whales are considered to be one of the most toxic mammals on the planet because they are at the top of the food chain and eat a lot of other things that have accumulated pollutants. They themselves have very toxic tissues. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that all these factors that I just listed off are 100% preventable. And there's already dozens of things that citizens and organizations up and down the coast are doing to protect these amazing animals in our waters. Has anyone here ever heard of the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup or participated in a garbage cleanup in their community by any chance? No, okay. Well, the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup is a nationwide initiative that started here in BC under the Vancouver Aquarium, and it's where citizens all across Canada will sign up for shoreline cleanups, not just on beaches, but also lakes, rivers, and streams, to pick up garbage to prevent things like plastic bags from getting into our waterways and into the stomachs of our friends, the whales. BC Ferries is a proud participant of the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup. We do organize cleanups at our various ferry terminals for employees as well as the general public. Just a few weeks ago, BC Ferries did a corporate cleanup and removed about 2,000 kilograms of garbage off of our shorelines. That's a huge number. Goes to show how much garbage really is on our beaches, but also if we get together and remove it, that we can have a huge impact. Just going to pause for a second here.
Passengers with Marty November, please return to the Chief Steward's office. Marty November.